one vegetable. And this vegetable is beetroot. Now, before you go away, don't go, because this is going to be fun, because what I'm doing is I'm painting with beetroot. Now, I'm going to show you very briefly the sort of thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be just creating patterns. And this is the most lovely, wonderful, relaxing thing to do. And I'll come back to that in a moment. But just to be practical, I'm going to tell you what else you can do with beetroot before we get onto the painting. And I'm going to make a soup, and the soup is called Beautiful Soup. So I have to show it to you. Here it is, and it is a soup with a lot of vegetables, and most of it is beetroot. And it has a very beautiful dark stock, and it's wonderful because you can eat it either hot or cold, and it's beautiful because it tastes great and because of the colour. I first heard of this soup and tried it at my daughter-in-law's house, and she said, "I'm giving you beautiful soup this evening." I didn't know that this is actually the name of it. And so I'm going to tell you very briefly how to make it. You get a saucepan, ordinary saucepan, put in a little bit of oil. And when the oil gets hot, you throw in some vegetables. I always pre-cut them before because I think it's really boring watching people cutting things up. So the first thing to go in is diced carrots. And then the next thing is spring onions. Now, normally you could use ordinary onions, but actually for simplicity, it is just the easiest thing to do to slice spring onions. Then I happen to have some French beans, and so I chopped those up. But the most important thing to give it the colour is the beetroot. And this is beetroot cut up. And so all those things go into the pot. And then what you need is you need some stock. Now I'm using a vegetable stock here, and it's a clear stock, and it actually has a chicken flavour. It's called Osem chicken flavour stock, but you don't need to use that. You can use any vegetables or chicken stock that you like, but I love this one because it has a bit of body, and it's very easy because it comes in a powder form. So to 1 teaspoon of powder and about 400 mils of water, you add 2 teaspoons of tomato puree. And when it's boiling and hot, you pour it onto all the vegetables, and then you let them simmer for a little while. And what I actually showed you, the main thing, the beetroots, they are big, heavy objects, and many people roast them in the oven. I don't, because it takes too long. I don't want to wait 40 minutes to get the same result as I can because I put them in the microwave. So putting them in the microwave, you cut them up into smaller pieces. You brush them very well and wash them very well before you start, and cut off the tops and the bottoms. And then you cut them into small pieces like that. And when you've done that, put it in a shallow container, tiny bit of salt, and then about 4 to 5 tablespoons of water. Cold water will do. You don't want it swimming in water. Cover the pot and cook it, starting with about 5 minutes. 3 like this will take 8 to 10 minutes, but you can test it by just taking a knife, poking it in to see if it's done. If it's not done, do it another couple of minutes. But the whole thing doesn't take a long time, and the result is very good, and all you have to do to get these is just to peel them. So that is the soup. You've poured on the vegetable stock, you leave it to simmer for 45 minutes or something, and then you can serve it, hot or cold. It's wonderful cold, it's a very refreshing thing. And to this soup here, I would actually add a great dollop of yogurt. And we're going to get to that in a minute because we're going to do the painting with the yogurt. So we'll move the things out of the way that were involved in the soup. And now we come to the purely decorative part of it. You can do this with children. You can do it on your own, actually. You don't need an excuse to do this. It's just something fun to do, especially if you're having a bad day and you're thinking, oh, things aren't going so well. What can I do to cheer up? If you've got these 2 things in your fridge, you're away and you can enjoy yourself. So let's move all those things and we will get back to this. So here's one that I did on here, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did this one. It is a bit pink to start with, because I had already been playing and mixing up plain yogurt with beetroot juice. So here is a dollop of the yogurt. I'm just putting it in the corner here, and I'm going to spread it out a tiny bit, like this. There we are. And then I have the beetroot juice in this little tiny milk jug, and I'm going to pour a little bit onto it. When I poured it on, it's just in a lump. So I'm then going to start spreading it with a cocktail stick. And you can make your designs however you like. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'll come a little bit nearer in a minute so you will see what I'm doing. I'm going to dry off that cocktail stick. There you see, it's just making lovely patterns, and you can do whatever you like. And if it doesn't work to what you want, you can mix it all up and it will become pink again, or for the first time. And so there it is. It's something that you can do. It doesn't take very long. If you don't like what you've done, you know what you can do. You can just scrape it all off with a spatula, pour it into a bowl. Here we go. And you can start again. There we go. So you just take it all off, and you can start with a completely different pattern. So let's do one more to start with. So we'll take the beetroot yogurt over there, and I'm going to do one more. And while I'm doing it, I'll actually tell you something about it. I'm going to taste it, the one that we've done, which is pink and whatever. And I'm going to just taste a little bit and see. It's actually a lovely, cool, savoury flavour. Could do with a little bit of salt or something, but if you add that to your soup, it will be perfect. So here we go. We've got our little thing in the middle here, and I'm going to spread it out. Here we go. I'm doing this with a spoon. You can do it how you like. And then one little dots of this. I don't know if you can see, just dotting the beetroot juice around. And come a little bit nearer so that you can see what I'm doing. And then with your cocktail stick, you just make lines. And you make lines in any direction you want. And if you've got too much colour in one place, you can move it to another place. And if you've got children, you can have a little competition and see which one comes up with the most artistic and beautiful creation. And you could have everybody judging them. You could even have a prize for the best one. I would suggest that when you've finished it, you take a photograph. Never know, somebody will like it. Anyway, enough playtime for today. I do hope you like it. I want to tell you something, that one comes directly from my book, which is called Look It, Cook It, Kitchen Games for Curious Children. It doesn't say anything about the curious adults, but there you are. I hope you like what I've done. If you want to get in touch with me, please do. My website is called The Armchair Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.